Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be making beautiful off-shoulder ball gown with cape. So guys, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Now for the fabrics you need, we'll be using a lace fabric, a soft net, and a bridal satin. I'm using doll face. And as well, you need a hard net for this tutorial. The first step will be the drafting of the basic body, which is the upper side of the dress. Is a ball gown. It has a half length, and the downside will be the ball side. So the first thing we'll be doing is to draft the half length basic body. The downside is just a straight gathers. Okay, now the next thing is to cut it out from the fabric. I've placed it on my fabric. Remember, the fabric should be unfold, that is folded into two. I'll first cut out the front. I have to add half inch, this half inch for the upper joining allowance. Okay, then I'll go ahead and cut it out. This for the front. So this for the back. Now we've cut out both the front and the back pieces. Okay, this for the two back, while this is for the front. Okay, the same thing to the lace fabric. This is for the front, this for the front, this is for the two back pieces, while this is for the front. You can see we have cut out the main dress for the upper part. We'll put it aside. Now we have cut out the upper side. Remember, the half length is 11 inches. The full length of the dress is 34 inches. So if you remove 11 inches to remain 23 inches, that will be the skirt side. Okay, so 23 inches, and I'll add extra 1 inch. Okay, let me add extra 1.5 inches, making it 24 and a half. So the damp 24 and a half, or let's say 25 inches will be the skirt side. Okay, by the time we join half inch the upper and fold in 1.5, okay, we'll get 23 inches. Okay, now for the fabric we'll use, to depend how full you want it to be, the waistline is 24 inches. You have to times it by 2, but if you want it to be more full, you can go ahead and times it by 3. So 24 times 2 will give me 48 inches. That will be the damp part. So if you want it to be more fuller, you do 24 times 3 inches. Okay, so because I want it to be more full, I'll times it by 3. Now I did the waistline times 3, which gave me 72 inches, and I added extra allowance to make it very full. So if I measure it now, let me measure it to know how many that I have here. Here is 60, that is 90. So for the down part, I'm using 90 inches of fabric. Okay, this is for the bridal satin. Then for the net, I'll measure the same. I'll measure the same 25 inches because by the time I join the other side, because the bridal will be folded, remember it will be folded by 1.5 inches or so. So I'll measure like 25, the same 25 inches because the net will not be folded. By the time I fold it, I will reduce the bridal satin by 1.5 inches. Okay, for this, I will measure 26 inches. So here I'll measure 26 inches. So these 3 years of soft knit, I'll measure 26 inches. I've cut out the net and I've cut out the bridal satin. So the next thing I'll be cutting out will be the sleeve. For the sleeve length is 7 inches and I added extra 1 inch, making it 8 inches. So this is 8 inches. Now the armhole is 12 inches divided into 2, that is 6 inches. So I'll just mark 6 inches threads. Okay. At this point, I will remove 2.5 inches here. Now the round sleeve is 8 inches. 8 inches divided into 2 will give me 4 inches. And I'll add extra 1 inch allowance. Okay, then I'll take it down from this point, just have to mark it, connect it. The same thing to this, what I have here, I'll take it down to this point, just have to cross it. Okay, then for the slope here, just have to divide 6 inches divided into 2, give me 3 inches. From these 3 inches here, I have 2.5 inches here. If I divide it into 2, I'll come down by 1/4. Then I'll curve this. Just make it curve. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out. Then I'll place it on another fabric to cut the second sleeve. Now remember it's an off shoulder. Remember we removed 4 inches. Okay. Now because of the off shoulder, I'll remove 3 inches from here. I'll make it 2.5. By the time I join it, it will be 3. Then here I have to deepen this side a bit. Now I cut out this for the cape. It's a straight cape, not a circle cape, just at the round the chest line. Okay, I'll be plinting it. This is 5 inches, depending on how full you want it. For the length, this is 45 inches and the width is 5 inches. Okay, we have the length 45 and the width 5 inches. Now at the shoulder line, remember we remove 4 inches to make it off 4 inches. I'll place a tiny hand that will cross that off line. Okay, I'll just place these 3 inches on fold. I'm cutting 2 at a time. It will be folded like this. So I'll fold it into 2. So I remove 4 inches, so I'll go ahead and cut 5 inches. I'll cut 5 inches. This will be joined at the shoulder line. Then I'll go ahead and divide it into two. For the width, I'm having 3 inches each. I just have to fold it like so and so. So we're actually done with the cutting stage, okay? Then for the net, this is the cape. For the net, I'll be adding a little bit of this fabric round it down the neck. So I just want to add little. Now for this down part, I have to make a gather. I'll first of all fold in the down part with 1 inch, then I'll make gather. The same thing to the net, okay? After making gather with it, I will as well make gather with this net, then put it together, okay? I'll do the upper part, then this down part, then I'll show you the next thing we'll be doing. We are now on the sewing aspect of the dress. The first thing to do, I will cut out my lining on this fabric. I will use the same fabric and cut out the lining. That one I will do it off the camera, okay? I'll cut it out. But the main thing I will do, I have to sew the darts. That is the number one thing. Using my pattern paper. Remember, I've already drafted it out. I'll go ahead and sew the dart on both the front and the back bodies, okay? I'll sew the dart, then turn it with my lining. But before I turn it with my lining, okay, I'll first of all top stitch on all the edges. The same thing I did to the back, I'll do to the front side. So I'll go and sew you can see I've placed it. Now this is the pattern paper for the front and the back, and this is for the back. I will use this and determine the dart, okay? Just have to, after top stitching, fold it into two like so, then place the pattern paper and notch, okay? That is after joining because of this lace fabric. To make sure everything is aligned, I'll have to top stitch the lace to the bridal satin, then notch the darts for both the front and the back pieces, okay? After which I'll turn it with my lining. So this is the first thing I'll do. If I top stitch, then I'll put that, then turn it with my lining. After doing it, I'll show you the next thing I will do. Now I've turned the neckline. You can see I've already inserted the darts for both the lining and the main dress, okay? And I went ahead to turn it with the line. You can see. So after inserting that, the next thing is to cover it up with the lining. I have to sew it. Remember, it's an off shoulder from the armhole then to the two sides. This is for the back, okay? The same thing, I'll close it up. The next thing is to turn it to the right side. Remember to notch round the neckline and the armhole, and you go ahead and turn it to the right side. By the time we turn it, this is what we are having. I'll go ahead and turn it to the right side. So after turning it to the right side, the next thing I'll do is to place it like so, the right side facing each other. I forgot to close up this edge on the other side, but I will still demonstrate what I want to do. So what I will do next is to place it together. Now after placing it together, remember the waist measurement is 24 inches. I'll just go ahead and half of 24 will be 12 inches. Okay, this is 12 inches here. And what I have left as the allowance 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4 inches. That means divided into 2 will be 2 inches. So from this point, I'll remove 2 inches down this side, and I'll turn it to the other side as well and remove 2 inches. So that's how I'll close it up. Okay, so this is for the upper side. I'll keep it aside. Now this is the downside. As I told you earlier, that I'll go to my sewing machine and make a gather with the net and with the bridal satin. I've already done that. You can see how beautiful it looks. Okay, so what I'll do for this, after closing it up from the zipper side, I'll open it like so. Okay, and place the right side. First thing to do is to notch the center. Make sure everything right. Notch the center. That is when I'm done closing up the two sides. Okay, I'll notch the center of this. So I have to join it together with this. Now this for the sleeve, I've already cut out the sleeve and the lining. Okay, for the sleeve, I have to sew the lining together. Okay, I'll just sew it through this side, then open it up. I'll close it up, lining to lining and fabric to fabric. Then for the hard net, this is half yard of hard net. We'll not add it directly to the dress. We still have a lining here. This is the lining. So I'll have to make it. So guys, I've actually joined both the upper side and the lower side together. You can see how it looks. Okay. The next thing I'll do is to fix the sleeve. Now, I've already fixed the upper side and the lower side together. So the next thing I'll be fixing will be the sleeve. This is the sleeve. I've already turned it with the lining. I'll just go ahead and join it like so. Okay, the same thing to the second side. Then this is the long strip that we cut. I'll place it. I'll follow this dart. You can see the dart here. This is the point where the dart is, this side and this side. That's where I'll be putting it, and I'll put the second one exactly at the dart as well. So I'll just go ahead and place it like so. Remember we measured 10 inches. We remove 4 inches, so I have 10 here. So I'll use 1 here, 1 inch. Make sure that is 1 inch that is being inserted here and 1 inch the other side. Okay, so all together, so that we'll have 4 inches left here. The same thing to the second. While you are doing, make sure that the seam line is at the middle and it will be down. Okay, so the same thing I'll do to the second one like so. Make sure after measuring it we have 8 inches. Supposed to have 8 inches altogether here. You can see this is exactly 8 inches. The same thing to the second side. I will as well measure this to make sure that it's 8 inches. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, Then I'll go ahead, make sure the seam line of the sleeve match with the seam line of the dress. Okay. Okay, you can see I've used the pin to secure it. Now by the time I'm done fixing the two sleeve, the next thing I will do, I'll take this and first of all fold in the down parts, okay, to have a perfect finishing. Okay, then I'll run it like so. I'll plait it round to this sleeve side. I'll plait it round like so. It's ready to attach on a cloth. So guys, I'll go ahead and I'll fix it at the down of this net. Okay, so I'll be using hand needle and thread to tack it, but I'll first use my pin to secure it for you to see. Just I have 19 pieces of this. You can as well use machine to sew it. You can sew it with machine, you can use your free hand, you can as well use your sewing machine to sew it, or you use your hand needle and thread to do the work. The main thing is to make it very beautiful and neat. Okay, so I'm not sewing it directly with this bridal fabric, just on the net. So guys, after sewing, this is how it looks. You can see this is the back. You can see the cape. You can see the inside, how neat it is as well. This is the inside of it and the veil net. You can see the net, hard net, how it comes out. I hope this is very beautiful. You can see the dress is very beautiful. Okay, I hope this video is helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Give it a thumbs up, share to your friends. Keep watching for more designs and share to your friends. Bye until I see my next video. You can see how it looks. So beautiful. One more time. And see the back. Just use style, turn around.